What's going on? It is Shannon the Game Dev here at DIY Interactive, and I needed to have a quick chat with you guys, real quick. I like to pride myself on being what I call the realest video game developer out here, right? The realest indie video game developer. What does that really mean? I mean, to me, that's just what I like to consider myself to be. I know that it's hard to gauge that. How do you gauge if somebody's been authentic with what they're sharing or what they're telling? And the fact that that is the case, if you guys look at that name and you start to think, hey, what makes you the realist? That's something that's really hard to quantify. So I wanted to just come on here and have a chat with you guys about something that I don't know how many other developers will talk about this from the mental health point of view. I have something called or something known as OCPD, obsessive compulsive personality disorder. I also have ADHD and I have OCD. Now, this is something that I've dealt with since I was young, young as I can remember, but I never knew I had it until about 2 years ago. And it made so much sense. I have a graveyard. I have a graveyard of projects that I've started and stopped for whatever reason, and it's growing. Well, it hasn't grown in a minute, but it has grown over time, is what I'm trying to hint at. So I wanted to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. If I go to active, and you can see here, let's go to is it here? It won't let me show it on that screen. Okay, no worries. I'll pull it up on here, make it a little bit bigger. So this is from a stream I did a couple months back. And this is what I call my pivot graveyard. So these are just some of the things that I can remember in a 10-minute span of things that I started and stopped for whatever reason. So this included some games, some hobbies, some projects, some different business ideas, all of that. And I can look back now and smile and laugh and say, wow, it's crazy to know I was dealing with whatever I was dealing with and did not understand why I kept stopping things. And now I'm to the point where I look forward and try to create a new list of things that I can complete and understand why I have done so many pivots in all these different areas of my life. So I had this whole presentation I did, which was the ADHD OCPD pivot cycle. This is something I came up with. So it's not scientifically backed by all this research. This is my research from my life and what I've experienced, right? So I talked about pivoting, my pivot cycle. Really, really quick breakdown. This is my pivot cycle. And it would be excitement to do something, excitement, or I have to do something. So something is going to be financially backed. The next thing will be for me, obsessive compulsive thoughts where I cannot stop thinking about the project. And I don't start thinking about if it needs to be made, why it needs to be made, all of that stuff. I start thinking about how it could be made, what it would look like. And I'm a visual person. So I can literally see the entire project in my head. The next thing I would do is just jump right in. So head first, I was try to solve problems that exist or see if things would be possible before I get too excited. And for whatever reason, after a while, I run into what I call the pivot catalyst. So there will be a reason for me to not finish that project and pivot to something else. Then that would just be a thought, that initial thought in my head. Then I would lose momentum or motivation to do the project, and I would pivot commit. So that is me leaving the project and moving to whatever the new project is. And as you continue to do this, you get pivot guilt. So you start to feel bad about continuously leaving projects in the pivot graveyard. So that's my pivot cycle. I also talked about the pivot catalyst. So there were a few that I listed here. So improper planning for a project, lack of resources, time, money, you're not confident in actually being able to complete the project to the quality that you originally desired. A lack of external support, so maybe people are doubting you, and that's something that deters you from doing something. A project taking too long, a project being repetitive, boring. If you see a new shiny toy, or if it gets reduced in priority, so many different reasons why you might have that catalyst. And then I'll talk about the pivot guild and all that stuff. So if you want to know more about this video or this stream, and you want me to talk about this or do this content again, let me know. And I definitely would love to. I brought it up because me personally, I'm actually dealing with a pivot catalyst right now. So I recently, I think I'm going on 2 weeks this weekend. I stopped taking my medication, my Adderall for my ADHD. And I'd only been taking it for a little over a year. But what it did for me, I was always able to get things started. That helped me stop procrastinating and get things done. So I was more willing to pay for different things for my project. I was more willing to do simple things like sending out an email or following up with somebody or having a meeting. And even the bigger things, such as sitting down and planning those big picture things out, that the Adderall actually helped me do all of that stuff faster. So I would say it made me sharper. And I've been 2 weeks off, and it's been a struggle in ways where I don't have that quick switch where I can just turn it on. It takes me a lot longer to warm up. So my brain is more like an oven than an air fryer right now. It takes a lot longer to warm up and get things cooking, and that's just what the process is. But I'm at a catalyst right now because I have two projects in motion. I have all time wrestling and I have retro game store simulator. And I'm making progress on both of them. I'm loving it. But I've been having idea after idea after idea for the past 2 or 3 months. And it has been very difficult for me to not jump into a new project or a new game or whatever it might be. It's been difficult. This is something I deal with daily. So I'll tell you what I've done. And this is the reason why I'm being transparent and I want to be the realest game developer out there for you guys is because I want to share my experiences and hopefully help you out if you're dealing with the same thing. One thing I've done is I'm a certified product owner and I use Jira in my personal life and my job. What I do inside of Jira is I plan out tasks. So every single week I work in sprints and I know what work I'm doing, what's required of everything, how things connect. But on top of that, I use Confluence because Confluence is part of Atlassian Suite and you can get that with Jira. And I literally have a backlog of game ideas now where I have documented and I go as deep as my brain will let the ideas flow on multiple projects. I think I'm up to probably 10 or 11 projects now, and it has given me such a sense of peace because I don't have to keep these ideas in my head anymore. That impulsive nature to just jump into a project, I took that how easy it would have been. I made it harder for myself to do it because now I don't allow myself to start any new Unreal project or start anything new unless I have put documentation in and then created a ticket to flesh out that idea or a proof of concept out or whatever it might be. So that's helped me out a lot. The next thing is this environment setting. I have a big as you can see, you probably see my light set up. This is my chill mode. But I have a stream deck and I've configured my lights to have so many different settings. So I have an orange mode, I have a purple mode if I'm just and this is the stream setup, a blue mode. I also have a working folder where I have 1980s mode. So it goes with the pink and green, the neon feel for the 1980s. If I'm working on a horror game, I have some red. And if I just want to wake up and focus on some professional stuff, I have my bright mode. Whoo, it is. It gets that reaction every time because it's so bright. These lights are right in my eyes. But that environment setting. So lighting is big for me. I love when I can shut out all my lights. I have blackout curtains in my office and just make it where I can just make it pitch black. I have noise canceling headphones. These are some Sony headphones. And sometimes I sit with these off. So I don't even have them on all the time. I'll sit and it muffles all sound. So it's almost like it's like they're hugging your ears and just giving you that extra layer of protection. Another thing that I like to do is my music. So I have different playlists that I will listen to depending on what project I'm working on. When I'm working on all time wrestling, I listen to Deftones, I listen to Incubus, Foo Fighters, all of the Earshot, Wrestling, Alien Ant Farm, all of the wrestling music that I listened to as a child. And when I'm working on my retro game store simulator, I have a couple of 1980s playlists because I get sick of music if I keep hearing the same song. I also listen to the Gran Turismo soundtrack because the retro game, something about that just makes it where I can get into that state of mind. So setting your environment is one of the bigger things that I've learned to start doing and made it much easier for me to do because it helps me reduce how frequently I change ideas. So keep that in mind. And the next thing is this is the last thing I'll try to put out here is that accountability. Build some form of accountability. If it is having somebody else in your Jira board, if it is having public dates where people can see it and you have people counting on that date, whatever it might be, have some accountability. If you get stuck and you need some help with the accountability part, then you can reach out to me, the OCPD coach at gmail.com. And I have a Discord channel. So I have a Discord channel. I have a group in there that is accountability. And if you want to actually be held accountable to get things done, then that's the place to be. I can help you out and we can get things figured out and make sure that you get on track to finish whatever it is that you're trying to finish. So, all of that being said, you're like, hey, you're saying all this stuff, but where's your game? Have you ever made a game? And if you don't know, if this is your first time here, I am a video game developer on the side. So I have a full-time career as a senior software engineer, and that's what I do full time now. But on the side, I've been building video games and I taught myself at home. I've been able to release video games in collaboration with Marvel, the NFL, NCAA, and now I get to build the video games that I actually love to build or I actually would want to play. So I have a game right now on Steam called Mark Out, the wrestling card game. It was a successful game for me. It was positively rated. It was a game that I took from early access and did a full release. I have tried to do Kickstarters, never had Kickstarter funded, but I've been able to release every project that I tried to get Kickstarted. I was able to build it, even if it wasn't to that same exact degree. I was able to build it, and I'm proud of myself for that. And I'm a scrappy engineer. So I love to get things done. I don't like excuses. I don't like us making reasons why we can't get a game done, why we can't find this one thing to make that game sweeter or make it better or whatever it might be. So I'm a no BS game dev and I like to keep it real with you guys. That being said, Retro Game Stuff Simulator is the game that I'm working on right now. And if you have not already, make sure you wishlist it on Steam. I'm doing some work right now where I'm rebranding everything. So I have a brand new logo that I haven't put up yet. I'm going to be rebranding the Steam page with a new marketing guru I have. And this game, I'm hoping to have the demo out before the year ends. I really need to because I want to take part in Steam Next Fest next year and get that thing out. So that being said, I hope you guys keep fighting for your life. And if you have any questions or topics that you want me to talk about, reach out to me. Don't let your pivot catalyst ruin whatever productivity you're trying to make. Have a good one. Keep fighting for your life, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.